Hey guys, I wanted to show you something I did. It's midwinter. It's about 35 degrees and I've been having this strong itch to move my lavender hedge down about 3 feet because this lavender thing has been a saga. If only you knew the story behind it. I've planted it 3 different times and still didn't do the lavender wide enough or deep enough. And my husband's seen me move it 3 times and I told him this year, this is the last time I'm moving it. I'm not gonna move it again. And sure enough, I thought it's kind of a warm day in winter, but the dirt was soft. And I just like, my OCD itch, I had to do it. And so I kind of did it while they're in. Sorry, I thought someone was overhearing me. I didn't want them to hear me. I'm trying to keep it a secret and see if they even notice in spring. It's gonna be kind of funny. I'm just gonna show you what I did. All right, as you can see here, I moved my lavender hedge about 3 feet over. They were initially right around here, and I'm excited to have this extra space to plant a lot more cottage flowers with bigger masses. I had to dig up all these grass clumps. There's so many of them. They go up and down. That was a lot of work, but it makes me feel alive out here and it gives me energy and it brings me so much peace, so I didn't really care. It was pretty fun to get out in winter and have a little outdoor project, not be cooped up inside. Anyways, my lavender is all dormant right now. The grass is dormant, so in spring it will be so nice to have this all taken care of. I've got to get all this cleaned up or else it's going to be super obvious. So let's get this cleaned up and then I'll share a few tips at the end, things that I've learned to create your own beautiful lavender hedge or just lavender in general. So, okay, let's get this cleaned up. All right, guys, I got all the clumps picked up. I know I have dirt on my face. This is very typical for me. Especially when spring and summer comes, I always have dirt on my face. People come knock on the door and I don't know it's there. And it's pretty funny because they're just giving me this look like, do you know you have dirt all over your face? And at this point, I don't really care. Anyway, let's take a look at what I did here. All right, I picked up most of the grass clumps. Some of them froze to the ground because we had a cold week. So I'm not worried about getting them all cleaned up perfectly. I'll do that in spring and then I'll level it out. I did not realize how many grass clumps I had to go pick up and dump in my backyard. It was a lot of them. I got a lot accomplished in 2 days. I was pretty surprised. And what's kind of funny is this plant right here, it's called Cooper's Ice Plant. I have no idea what this plant is. I've never bought it. And it managed to find its way in my yard. It must realize how much I love flowers, and this little pot made its way over here. It's kind of random because my neighbors over here, they don't even plant any flowers or anything, so I don't know where it came from. It's kind of funny. You never know what you're going to find in your yard. Anyways, I'm just going to share a few tips, enough of that, on growing your own lavender, and then we'll get on. All right, so let's talk about the lavender. There are a few things that's really important when growing lavender, and the first one is you want to make sure, let me get out of the sun a little bit. I cannot seem to find the right sunlight. Oh, no, Oh my heavens, I swear every time I try to do videos, the lighting's awful. Is that better? Okay, we're just gonna deal with it. The first thing you wanna do is cut them down every spring or fall. It doesn't really matter, early fall is fine. Late winter, early spring is really good. Otherwise, it will go woody, and that ruins your plant. It will grow up higher, and then the wood will be exposed. So cut it about 2 inches above the ground. So you'll see the end where I'm going to show you right here. So let's take a look at this. See, this is where it begins to get woody. And then right here, you have your growth. So I would just suggest cutting it about 2 inches above that just to be safe. If you cut into the wood, it won't grow back and then it's more prone to disease and just rotting and dying. So I use a hedger for this mini lavender, an electric hedger. You can use your pruners, but you just want to go around and kind of create a dome shape and cut them down about 2 inches above that woody growth. My next and very important suggestion is not all lavender varieties grow in your climate. So my climate gets cold here. The winters can get down to, it's a zone 6 around. It actually doesn't really get much colder than 0 degrees, but it can get below 0 degrees. And so you want to figure out what lavender fits your climate. I have some suggestions for you. I figured out what lavender grows in all climates. So I just love that about lavender. No matter what climate you are in, there's varieties that will work. And if you love lavender as much as I do, this should make you pretty happy. And I also was gonna say, it smells so good right now. I came out here and I didn't realize how good it was. Obviously, it seems kind of common sense, but I was enjoying the essence of lavender, and it's nice because you can have that smell all winter long. But here are some varieties. So if you live in a southern climate and your winters are a little bit more mild and it gets pretty hot and humid, Phenomenal lavender is awesome. So I actually have Phenomenal lavender in my yard, and this lavender works for basically any climate. It's a new variety. Let's go take a look at it. Look how beautiful this lavender is. The leaves are so big on it. It's got such a nice bushy round form to it. Granted, I haven't moved it, and it is really bright silvery and blue. I think this is a great one if you're wanting to fill a big area. So they get about 3 feet by 3 feet. I have one right here, put a new one right here, and then one right here. They also make great hedges if you want a really nice big hedge. I cannot say enough good things about this lavender. All right, so some other lavenders that work would be your Spanish lavenders. Grosso is a variety. Provence, those work really well for more mild climates. And then if you live in a really humid area like Florida, Phenomenal would be great again, and something called a nuke lavender. I've never seen that one, but I'm assuming it's really beautiful. My climate is cold, so I need ones that can handle temperatures below 0 degrees. What I have here is the Hidcote variety. It's an English variety, and English varieties are great for cold climates. There's also Munstead, and then Phenomenal lavender. Once again, it's proving to be very phenomenal. It can handle all climates. Anyways, this can tolerate -20 Fahrenheit. So if it gets beyond that, they'll die. I even noticed somebody in a zone 4 climate was using some sort of lavender covering and some sandbags because it gets a little bit colder than that to overwinter her lavender, and she's having success. This is an awesome, awesome plant. It's done so well here. It has beautiful, bright blue, purple flowers. This is where they all were. So these lavender get a little bit more shade because of my willow tree, but it's so hot here. They're not quite as full of blossoms as the one right here where it gets full sun. Either way, it looks beautiful, and I just wanted a lavender hedge right here. So make sure your lavender gets full sun, 6 to 8 hours of nice full sun all day long, because it loves the heat. And there's another little thing I wanted to say is I love lavender because it will rebloom. So once these are done blooming, that first flush, cut them down, just the stems, don't cut down the leafy growth, and then it will get another set of bloom in the fall. I loved finding a perennial that will give me blooms pretty much all summer long. Yeah, so anyways, okay, my last and final tip is plants generally get bigger than the tag says when you go to buy them at the nursery. So when I first planted this Hidcote, that's part of the problem on why I moved them so much. The first time I didn't realize that they go woody if you don't cut them year to year, cut them down and prune them. And then secondly, I planted them too close together. So the label told me space them 12 to 18 inches apart for a hedge. That was really not accurate for my climate. They love it here, so they get a lot bigger, and they're getting more like 3 feet of spacing. So just plan on your plants and your lavenders getting a little bit bigger than what they say. I want my lavender to be really nice and full, a full big hedge rather than tight and smaller. So that's why I had to move it again, because I needed to space them a little bit further apart. So I have them spaced at 30 inches instead of 18. It's almost double. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful on growing lavender. If you have any questions, if I missed anything, comment down below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, because I have so much more info coming. And I just want to help you guys create your own beautiful gardens and get you out gardening, because it brings so much peace and joy and happiness. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.